"Tell you what, though," said Jackie, "she's wearing your earrings." Rose took off one and held it up by the statue's ear. Identical. "That's incredible," she said, "so detailed." She slipped the real earring into the pocket of her denim jacket and grinned. "Looks like I've got a future ahead of me as an artist's model. I've always fancied that." She found it quite hard to tear herself away from her stone double, but as the doctor pointed out, if she stayed there looking at it forever, then it would never get made and they'd all be swallowed up in a terrible paradox. So she let herself be led away. They lost the doctor in the Egyptian section again, and Jackie went off to see if she could find a postcard of her stone daughter. Rose and Mickey stood together in the entrance, waiting. "So how'd you find out about it?" asked Rose after a few moments' silence. "Not your usual haunt, this, is it?" Mickey seemed embarrassed, looking down at the floor. She opened her eyes wide. "What? Come on, tell me." Mickey put back his shoulders, attempting a bit of bravado. "Well, I've been doing this volunteer stuff, kids and that." Rose laughed delightedly. "But that's brilliant!" He shrugged. "Well, there's you off doing good all round the universe. Just thought I'd do a bit at home, that's all." The doctor was approaching them now. "Don't tell him," Mickey hissed. Rose sighed, exasperated. "Yeah, 'cause being a nice person's so uncool, isn't it?" But she couldn't help reaching up and giving Mickey a quick peck on the cheek. "You old softy." Jackie joined them, her postcard hunt having proved unsuccessful, and the four of them made their way out into the sunshine. "Well, bye for now. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't," said the doctor as they reached the bottom of the museum steps, holding out a hand to Mickey. "What, you off already? Better give me time to say hello to my only daughter before you're dragging her away again," complained Jackie, hands on hips. "We love to stay," said the doctor, insincerely, putting a hand on Rose's shoulder. Love to, but I'm afraid we have a date to keep." "We have?" said Rose. "Would have thought that was obvious," said the doctor. "You and me are off to ancient Rome." The TARDIS landed. Rose was now wearing an ankle-length dress in pale blue with a dark blue shawl draped over her head. The doctor wore a plain white tunic that ended at the knees, his sonic screwdriver stuck absurdly in his belt. "Let's hope we are in ancient Rome," said Rose. "You'll get lynched if you hang round the estate dressed like that." The doctor peered up at the skyline. "Aha! See that?" He indicated an enormous pillar with the figure of a man on top, just visible above the roofs of the tenement blocks surrounding them. "Trajan's Column. Definitely Rome. But I don't think we've landed in the nicest part of town." "I'll say we haven't," exclaimed Rose as a cry rang out from a nearby street. They began running towards the sound. Three young men were crowded round an elderly bearded man. He lay on the ground, staring up in fear at the dagger that was being waved in his face. Excuse me, gentlemen," began the doctor, confidently striding forwards. They turned to look, and Rose took advantage of the distraction. There was a pile of clay jars in the doorway next to her, and one soon found itself hurtling towards the muggers. Soon they were racing off down the street, shards of pottery clinging to their hair and clothes. "Ha!" Rose called after them, as the doctor helped the old man to his feet. "Thank you so much," he said, weakly. "Gnaeus Fabius Gracilis at your service." "You all right?" Rose asked him. "Did those blokes nick anything?" The man shook his head, but the effort seemed to make him lose his balance. The doctor stepped in and caught him. "Whoa! I don't think you are all right, are you?" "I must confess I feel slightly dizzy," Gracilis said. The doctor frowned. "Really? When did you last have anything to eat?" He looked thoughtful. "You know, I have no idea. Yesterday, perhaps?" "Then before you do anything else, a bite to eat and a sit-down are on the menu." But Gracilis shook his head. No. I must continue my search." The doctor was gentle but firm, almost as if he was a real doctor. Food and rest. And then, well, Rose and I are fond of a good search, aren't we, Rose? "Love 'em," said Rose. "So you tell us what we're looking for, and we'll look for it with you. Deal?" Said Gracilis. But the doctor had already grabbed his hand and shaken it. "Deal." At a cafe, the doctor fetched a pile of fruit pastries and 3 cups of spiced wine, which tasted like boiled vinegar with cloves, while Rose led Gracilis to a bench. So, what are you searching
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.